Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with some Bronze League Badassery from the map Bezoekt Plateau. Spawning up here in the top left-hand corner, we have Bezoekt? I don't know. And down here in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent, Advicelol. Or maybe it's Advicelol. I don't know. Advicelol? Advicelol. I'm gonna go with that. It sounds kind of like a medicine. Yeah, definitely Advicelol. Anyway, it looks like we might have a Forge Fast expand, maybe 1-gate expand from Advicelol? I'm going to say it's probably a 1-gate expand because he didn't go for a full wall off on that pylon. So he's probably going to drop like a gateway and then spawn a zealot and then block that off. Then maybe build like a cybernetics core and then a forge and start getting those upgrades out. And it looks like actually, are they both going for the similar strategies? Now, of course, this pylon is placed, I'm not going to say stupidly, but poorly. Not the greatest placement on that pylon. Now, of course, he's not playing against Zerg, so his wall doesn't need to be perfect, but it helps. And he's actually going to go for a Forge Fast expand. They're both going for Forge Fast expands. However, neither of them walled well if they're going for Forge Fast expands. I'm surprised they didn't just go for a Gateway expand. I'm surprised neither of them scouted, actually. That's the big surprise to me. Also, it looks like only one of them is actually chrono boosting probes out. And he's actually behind on probes right now, which is kind of odd. If you're chrono boosting, you should be ahead on probes, especially if you've chrono boosted twice, but she has at this point. So that's a bit strange, unless he was just like chrono boosting empty air, which is not really what you want to do, so it might be something you want to work on. Bezoekt. I'm actually going to set myself to busy, because I've been having a discussion with somebody about some things, and I don't want them to message me in the middle of the game. Anyway, it looks like a cannon is coming up for Bezoekt. It's actually going to be right at the front, which is also kind of a sketchy idea. It's not the greatest idea. Usually you see people put, their cannons behind their walls because then their walls can protect their cannons. Surprisingly, it's an odd way to play, but it's a good way to play. Anyway, it looks like Advicelol is actually going for 2 cannons. He is successfully completing that wall off. However, he's making another one of those really awkward gaps right here. Yeah, this is like the spot where you drop a cyber core, maybe a gateway. It works a lot better. Anyway, it looks like he is going to be going for that Nexus, so he is going to have his Nexus down first, and that is far ahead of Bezoekt's Nexus. Neither of them are going for gateways. I don't know why Bezoekt got his gas so early, considering the fact that his gateway has not even started yet. In fact, he's gone for 3 cannons. 3 cannons is a bit of an overkill, but then again, they haven't scouted each other. They don't know if they're 4-gating or if they're both Forge Fast expanding and just going for like super heavy pylon walls and being like, there we go. However, Bezoekt didn't get the memo about this map changing a little bit. There is no more close spawns on Bezoekt Plateau. That got eliminated in a patch actually a while ago, because I remember getting yelled at back in like December for getting that completely wrong and saying that somebody was an idiot for not checking close spawns. That was a funny video. Actually, I got so much wrong in that video. I don't want anybody to go finding that. Don't do it. Don't go find that video. I was so wrong on so many levels. And it looks like they are both finally going to figure out. It looks like Advicelol already figured it out. Bezoekt just figured it out that they're both going for Forge Fast expands. So they should both know that there's not going to be a lot of pressure now. Of course, Bezoekt is going to be on the back foot here because he went for a gateway instead of a Nexus. However, he is going to be getting that Nexus right now. The gateway for Advicelol is going to be much slower than his opponent's. However, his Nexus is going to be much faster. In fact, almost a full Nexus build time faster, because he dropped his gateway or his Nexus way before his opponent even started his. In fact, his Nexus finished right about at the same time that his opponent started theirs. So that's going to be a pretty big advantage. That's going to be like 7 probes or so in the favor of Advicelol. And that's without considering the extra chrono boost it gives. However, he does not appear to be one to favor the chrono boosting. As we can see, his primary Nexus is about to hit 100, and there we go. Now he's wasting chrono boost energy. If you're going to play Protoss, you really got to lock in onto those chrono boosts. And it looks like Bezoekt is actually almost in the exact same issue. He's about to hit max. So this is definitely Bronze League. I was not getting... Nobody was trying to fraud me with a Bronze League replay. This is definitely lower league. Anyway, we have double assimilator, actually quadruple assimilator going down for Advicelol. He really wants to catch up on that advanced gas that his opponent Bezoekt got by dropping his gases before he even started his gateway. Now, of course, Bezoekt could actually transfer this into something good if he went for a lot of tech, like really, really fast Colossus. And when I'm talking about really, really fast Colossus, I mean like he builds his Robo as soon as his Cyber Core is done, which he actually has failed to do. And then he builds his Bay as soon as his facility is done, and then he's good. He'll have Colossi so fast you won't even see it coming. Bezoekt also looks like he has overlooked the Warp Gate upgrade, so he's actually basically sacked every tech advantage he had. And here comes the, of course, standard play for Bronze League players, the double Void Ray. I would not be surprised to see him drop a third gateway, or a third Stargate, and there we go, there's the triple Warp Gate, yes! If he builds Phoenixes, I will be astounded, just so everybody knows. It's Bronze League, you don't build Phoenixes. Phoenixes can't shoot down, don't you know that, people? And Advicelol looks like he might be well prepared, but it's all going to be based on whether or not he gets Blink. He really needs Blink to be prepared for this. So it's going to be, what's he going to get? What's he going to get? Don't get charged. I know it's easier. Get Blink. Blink, it's way more effective. Please get Blink. Dropping double robotics facilities after getting a Twilight Council. Get Blink. Oh, wait a second. He's not. Is he? Is he going to go for Dark Templar drops? Advicelol. Is that going to be your play this game? He's getting charged. That's not the right upgrade, especially if you're going up against triple Void Ray. Now, of course, Bezoekt does not nearly have enough money to actually fund this, and he's dropping way too many robotics facilities to actually fund this. But at the same time, he's not getting Warp Gate, so he's cutting a lot of corners in a lot of different spots to really get this high-level tech out. He is getting an Observer out, so this Observer might end up messing with Advicelol's build that I think he's going to be going, because honestly, you don't go double Robo for, like, Immortals or Colossi. You go with Sledge and get Warp Presence. I'm not kidding. I really have no idea. It might be. No, double Observer. Of course, that means that if one Observer dies, you still have another. So this probe is going to be just... Oh, wow. Is it going to be double Robo Colossus? That would be kind of strange and not that useful in this game, primarily because of the 3 Stargate Void Ray. Which, honestly, everybody in Bronze League should be expecting. If you don't build as Protoss in Bronze League to specifically counter Void Rays in PvP, you're doing it wrong. In fact, if you're Terran and you don't build to specifically counter Void Rays, you're doing it wrong. Or if you don't build to, like, just air units in general, just build to counter air units. Because very, very few people in Bronze League actually go ground. Because ground isn't as cool. I mean, look at this Void Ray. Look at it. It spins. You don't even know where the pilot is. He could be anywhere in this thing. He could be inside that crystal, just like Kamehameha people. You don't know. That's the fun part. And anyway, it looks like Bezoekt did get scouted with these triple Void Rays, and their Blink is finally going down for Advicelol, which is of course the correct decision in a situation like this. You really want Blink. You really, really want Blink. I'm still sad that I didn't get to see Dark Templar drops. That would have been like the special tactics of the century. Literally, of the century. I would have like been, you know what, White Rod, you do a lot of special tactics, but honestly this Bronze League player, double Dark Templar drops with 2 robotics facilities. So that's more special than anything. Like that tugs at my heartstrings. How special it is. It would be fantastic. Anyway, we do actually see +1 armor, but +1 air weapons and +1 air armor is on the way for our opponent. I kind of just lost the ability to speak right there. I'm not sure if any of you noticed. We do see Advicelol actually banking a lot of resources, which is not really what you want to do in this matchup, especially. Oh, actually, he is warping in, basically on cooldown. All right, that's good. He's not completely awful, guys. Not completely. Anyway, Advicelol is dropping his Nexus in kind of a hidden location. He didn't want his opponent to find it because, of course, with that triple Void Ray production, it makes it very, very easy to snipe it. because he's going to have 7 Void Rays soon. Now, of course, 7 Void Rays against Stalkers is still not that frightening. Like, 40 Void Rays against Stalkers is kind of when it gets going. I don't know if I can beat this, because 40 Void Rays do a lot of damage. Like, they will absolutely pound through units. It's kind of crazy, actually. Because you would think that like things like mutas would have a more effective effect as they grow stronger. Mutas are not nearly as good as Void Rays in numbers. It's kind of ridiculous. In fact, I don't think anything is as good as Void Rays in numbers, except for maybe Broodlord Corruptor. That's mainly because Broodlords just spawn so many Broodlings. Just so many Broodlings. You can't even stop it anymore. It looks like Blink is finished. So these Void Rays, or these Stalkers, are actually going to be supremely effective against their opponents. And it looks like an Observer does get sniped for Bezoekt, and he does not have a second Observer. And it looks like we have a Zealot drop. No, there's the full Zealot drop. And it's going to be going in for Advicelol, but again, there's like 19 different... Oh, he's getting a Fleet Beacon. He does understand that there's no more Void Ray speed, right? Because Void Ray speed was OP as hell. That was stupid. However, this Warp Prism, what it doesn't understand is that it is actually in an extremely dangerous position. It does not want to be where it is. And there, another observer pops out to go scout the base. However, the secondary objective of that was actually to kill the observer of Advicelol. So Advicelol no longer has that like top of the line information on this Void Ray army, but he knows it's coming. He knows it's at 1/1. He knows all of the super duper important stuff about it. And he should be in a reasonable position to hold it off. He does have quite a few Stalkers already. That's the big, really important thing. He's already on +1/+1, and +2 attack is on the way, which is of course what you really want against Stalkers, or against Void Rays. I guess +1. I guess armor is also really good against Void Rays, just because of how fast they attack. Their damage ticks every 0.6 seconds. So, you know, you'd be shaving attacks off of 0.6 seconds, so it would be like, choo, 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 choo. And all those attacks would be lessened by 1, which is quite important. We have quite a few cannons. I would say this is a bit of overkill. It's a bit of way more than we need. And he's going for carriers, which you never go for carriers, people. Don't go for carriers. Please, please, if you ever play Protoss, don't go for carriers. They are really, really easy to fight. They are really, really easy to fight. It's almost absurd. Like, literally, you think carriers are going to be good, but the issue is that they don't have siege range. They actually have quite a small range if you really look at it and you really think about it. Carriers need to get like twice the range if they're going to be effective, which is really what we're getting with the Tempest. I don't know why people are complaining about that so much. I understand that it's not like the carrier that everybody knows and loves, but honestly, people don't love the carrier in this game. They really don't. It's not something that people get all that often. I was really expecting him to just get a mothership with that Fleet Beacon tech, because that's really what you do when you're playing on average. Now, of course, he got this base just for the gas. However, you should probably start dropping minerals at it, or at least getting more probes than 5, maybe producing them at his other nexuses that he already has up and running, and that he no longer has producing probes, and that he's not mining gas off of this one assimilator at. That all might be a good idea. And it looks like Advicelol is actually going to be grabbing Stalkers, lots of Stalkers. Getting that +2 up, or just +2/+1. He hasn't actually started. Oh, there we go. All right. Now he's started +3/+2, which is of course going to be a very, very effective upgrade. It's going to upgrade him, to the same level as his opponent, actually a little bit ahead. Because that +3 attack, his opponent of course only has +2/+2, but I would not be surprised to see +3 air on the way. Air is of course it's an expensive upgrade, but it's no expensive than the other Protoss upgrades, and all the other Protoss upgrades are actually reasonably cheap. If you really think about it, Protoss upgrades are actually pretty cheap. If we look at armor, like ground armor level 3 is 200. That's insane. That is legitimately crazy by Blizzard. 200 for ground armor level 3. Think about that for the other races. I think for Zerg it's 400. Like, that's literally double the cost. I don't actually know what it is for Terran, because I don't play Terran that often. However, we do have the backdoor Stalker army getting warped in and getting absolutely murdered by the massive amounts of Void Rays. Yeah, that got cleaned up pretty effectively. And, it was a pretty nice scouting job. by our red Protoss player. Now, of course, his Void Rarity has been revealed. It's been revealed to actually not be that strong. I'm surprised our blue Protoss... Oh, there we go. Now he's moving out. And I'm surprised he still has a Colossus in the queue, because that's just kind of like sunken resources. That's... Oh. Whoa. That Colossus definitely does not have a build bar in my production tab. What's wrong with this Colossus? What? This Colossus is 75 out of 75 and it's not producing out. Alright, let's see. Oh, he does know how to Pro Blink. Does he? Alright, maybe not. Maybe not. I thought it was a possibility. It was not. It was not. And it looks like he's actually going to lose quite a few units to these Void Rays. And also quite a few units to these Photon Cannons that he's just running past. That was not the best engagement for our blue Protoss player. Now, of course, this engagement also should have happened a lot earlier, because really Void Rays are way stronger than Stalkers in numbers. Now, of course, these Stalkers are warping in from the back and from the front. However, there's just not enough production to really hold off an army like this. And I can guarantee that even though these carriers look like they're doing good, like 99% of the damage is coming off of these Void Rays. And Advicelol, don't do that against me. Do I do against... Oh no, I thought you said don't do that against me. Whoops. You just make more Stalkers and you attack earlier, Advicelol. That's my advice to you. Lol. You see what I did that? You see what I did that? You see what I did there. Either that or you go for Templar, because Void Rays are actually surprisingly bad when it comes to getting area of affected down, because they don't have a lot of health. People usually can't micro them that well, especially at the Bronze League level. So if you do get Templar and you do storm them like once, they will crush and destroy you, and you will die. That's just how it goes. So it looks like this giant air armada is going to be flying out and crushing the third base of Advicelol. And honestly, I don't know what his plan is for the rest of this game, because there's quite a bit left in it. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it just because it would appear that Advicelol is in a bad position. He just lost his only really big mining base. His other two mining bases are actually kind of like dying as far as mineral count goes. So that was kind of his last real resource. And he's in a lot of trouble, and I don't know why he's building these pylons. Is he going to build cannons to protect his mining? Swear to God, if he builds cannons right now, I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to be so disappointed. He does have Stalker numbers, actually. I kind of discounted this. He does have the Stalker numbers. He might be able to fight this off. But that's only if he blinks under, and that's only if he stopped them from getting up into his base. Now that they're into his base, his own buildings are going to absolutely destroy him. There's no way to fight against Void Rays under buildings, especially if you do this. This is not what you want to do. You want to be target firing Void Rays. You want to be sniping out one. You want to be destroying them one at a time. You don't want to go for the snipe on carriers like he's doing right now. He is basically just doing like textbook wrong fighting Void Rays. Yeah, that was textbook wrong. That was not what you want to do when you're fighting Void Rays. You definitely want to target those Void Rays. Because, of course, Void Rays look intimidating, but that's only because there's 12 of them attacking. Like, if you think about it, if you had, like, this many resources put into Stalkers or put into Marines, that's how fast the Nexus would die. Void Rays have a lot of DPS, but it's not like they're the only unit in the game with a lot of DPS. And going for like Phoenixes, like he's going for right now, I'm guessing, is not what you want to do against them. You just want to get more Stalker numbers, you just want to get fresher Stalker numbers, and you see, he's sniping off one Void Ray at a time. He's being pretty effective with that. He kills them pretty fast. The issue is that he just did not have enough Stalkers there. He didn't have enough Stalkers, and now he's making the excuse that everybody makes. I admit, I make this excuse a lot. But Advicelol max Stalkers would beat them. You just position them really crappily, and I hope you notice that when you watch this commentary, because honestly, if you have Stalkers on the low ground here, and you don't know how to do the mass blink up, which is where you like send all your units back here, and then you run them over while shift clicking blinks up one at a time, and then shifting movements up here, then don't do it. Don't even try. it wasn't 3 Robos, it was 2, but whatevs, you know, still good enough. And he dropped Void Rays way before he scouted his opponent's base. I'm just gonna, like, analyze this chat at this point. Yeah. And Robobay, and yeah, no, you did not see his Robobay and go Void Rays. No, you went Void Rays and then you saw his Robobay and you were like, it might work. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the game, and there Advicelol does leave the game and pronounces Bezoekt the winner. So anyway, guys, if you want me to commentate your games, send them on in to boisteroussc2@gmail.com. And if you want it to be, I'm actually going to start taking like requests. If you want it to be more of an advice video or an advice replay, or like, what did I do wrong here? What did I screw up? Can you please, you know, I need a fresh pair of eyes to look at it. Just send it in and say that, and I'll try to point out what you're doing wrong, what you could optimize, what you could do to win, and what you could like look at that your opponent's doing. That is, you know, that's a dead tell on what's happening. However, if you just want me to shoutcast and call you both idiots, you can say that too. Or if you just want me to shoutcast it and not call you both idiots, you can say that. Because usually I'm a bit sarcastic and a bit dry when it comes to these videos, so just point it out if you don't want me to do that. Also, you can subscribe over at youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2, and you should also check out sc2clans.org. The finals are coming up. It's going to be very, very exciting. It's going to be fun. The finals are going to be live over at twitch.tv/boisteroussc2, or they might be on Kadoink's channel over at twitch.tv/KadoinkStudios. Kadoink is, of course, my favorite co-caster. We have a wonderful bromance going currently. It's quite great. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous, signing out.